Right. So let's talk about Hasan Piker, the far left guy who makes $8 million a year telling you why having money is like morally wrong. He's got this gigantic dog, Kaya, who looks like a sweetheart, and we've got to talk about the electric dog collar fiasco because holy shit, the sheer incompetence on display is absolutely mesmerizing. For context, Kaya is a Tibetan Mastiff, Chow Chow, and St. Bernard mix. She's basically three different kinds of mountain lion. She is genetically wired to be a magnificent, slightly aloof snow beast. She's not a chihuahua, instead, she's a four legged contradiction living in a mansion in LA. And her job, according to Hassan, is to use her thousands of years of evolutionary adaptations to sit perfectly still while her owner performs hours of political malarkey about the proletariat and left wing politics. So the problem? Kaya, being a dog, occasionally moves. Oh, the audacity, I guess. So what does our resident anti-capitalist hero do? He employs a sophisticated piece of electronic gear, the e-collar, which for the uninitiated is a fancy way of saying dog zapper. And he uses this on his live stream in front of thousands upon thousands of people. The sheer chutzpah is staggering. The man's entire livelihood is based on convincing people he's the good guy, and then he just whips out a remote control to shock his dog on camera. In case you somehow haven't seen it yet, here's the clip.
But it is emblematic of all of America's much more consequential violence. Okay? It's the same reason as to why America, Kaya, please just fucking go, just stop. Jesus Christ, what are you doing? You're being such a baby.
So you hear that little yelp? I'm sure you have, but the sound is the noise of the moral high ground being completely destroyed by a cheap alkaline battery. If that's the equivalent of touching a doorknob, like Hassan says, then I guess my doorknob hates my fucking guts. Look, I know a thing or two about dogs. I've had them my entire life, pretty much. I might not be a certified trainer, but I could not even imagine shocking my little guy. Anyways, naturally, when this clip hit the internet, everyone went batshit insane. The Hassan defenders immediately started writing dissertations on aversive conditioning, arguing that this low level shock is a quote unquote necessary stimulus. It's like defending a bad sandwich by explaining the atomic structure of the lettuce. Nobody cares. You don't need to write a white paper to explain why zapping your enormous fluffy dog for twitching on stream looks bad. It just is bad. It looks like something a cartoon villain does right before revealing his master plan to euthanize all fluffy animals. And then you have the XQC and Ludwig circus, the drama titans. These two absolute mad lads didn't even argue about the ethics, they just started arguing about the technical specifications of the dog collar. I will give you a Bitcoin if you can prove it doesn't chuck. Are you fucking kidding me? We've got a seven-figure streamer offering a ludicrous amount of money, money that could actually, change lives, to settle a bet about the electric capability of a dog collar. It's such perfect, concentrated stupidity. It's like watching two Wall Street bros fight over the correct pronunciation of a French wine while standing in a dumpster fire. The priorities are so monumentally fucked that you just have to admire the commitment to the bit. I do actually normally like Ludwig, but this is really not a good look for either of them. Honestly, this whole thing is less about the dog and more about how these people's brains stop functioning when the red light is on. He's so used to being the normal, center of attention that he forgets that normal human beings have a filter. He just went, oh, my dog moved, better correct her with the remote. Everyone will understand this nuanced training decision. No, you idiot. They're gonna make fun of you and they're gonna put that Yelp on an endless loop. Just look at these videos, for example. But yeah, the only good thing about this is that Kaya, the silent, majestic judge, has secured her place in internet history. She's the symbol of the oppressed pet in the age of streaming, and she got her owner to look like a complete, self defeating dipshit for 5 days straight. I respect that. Yeah, that's all. Go pet a dog. Maybe just, use your hands instead of remote control. It's less likely to generate 3 weeks of toxic internet discourse. And that's about all I wanted to say. So, thanks. Take care.